this is JR Gaming, and I'm gonna be doing a new franchise where I play as the Miami Dolphins. For the XP sliders, everyone's at 150 except for the linemen, and for the special teamers are at 200. And for the gameplay sliders, QB accuracy is at 45. Everything is slightly boosted. The CPU accuracy is at 35, and everything else is also slightly boosted. Injuries at 35, and so is a minimal player speed threshold. So I trade Sam Young and Andre Branch for the Cardinals' second round pick. So I'm gonna sign Ardarius Stewart for depth reasons. For my season goal, I'm gonna put it as making the playoffs. So here's the team I'm gonna be using. Jay Cutler's a starting quarterback with Ryan Tannehill injured. Jay Ajayi's a running back. And for receivers, you have Jarvis Landry, Devontae Parker, and Kenny Stills. The O-line's fine. The tackles are really good. And interior lineman could use some work. Julius Thomas. He's still pretty fast and he has good catching. The D-line isn't bad. And the linebackers are a bit older. And the safeties are good. And the cornerbacks could use some work. Welcome to the first game of the NFL season. We have two Florida teams matched up against each other. And two pretty decent offenses. So Jay Ajayi runs for 7 yards on that play. Jay Cutler to pass. And he throws it right to Kenny Stills. And Kenny Stills catches it for a gain of 15. And Jay Cutler came out of retirement just so he could play with the Dolphins and with Adam Gase, who was recently fired. So now it's 1st and 10. Jay Cutler hands it off to Jay Ajayi, and Jay Ajayi fights for a gain of 5. So the Dolphins are playing without their second round pick in Raekwon McMillan, and without their starting quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. Jay Ajayi gets to the edge, he's running down the sideline, jukes inside and gets hit hard, but he gains a lot of yards on the play, and now it's 1st and 10. So now it's 2nd and 10. And Damian Williams on the bubble screen. He tries to juke inside, but he gets the first down on a 60-yard run. And as you can see, Tannehill is out for the season, as well as Koamisi, Tony Lippett, and Raekwon McMillan. So Jay Cutler gets the snap, rolls around, and passes it to Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker gets his first touchdown of the season. And now the Dolphins are leading. And after this PAT, they're winning 7-0. So now Jameis Winston's and the Buccaneers are on the field for the first offensive drive. And they run a play action. And Jameis Winston finds an open Deshaun Jackson. And that's 23 yards that goes in favor of the Buccaneers. So they run a stretch play, and Doug Martin jukes out a defender, and Lawrence Timmons makes the tackle. Now they run a pass play. Mike Evans with the catch, breaks the tackle, and then he's stopped at the 30-yard line. Jameis Winston in the I formation. Cameron Brate motions out, and he hands the ball off, and Doug Martin gets hit hard by Kiko Alonso. And Doug Martin's in pain, and it looks like his leg was twisted to the side. And that was a gruesome injury forced by Alonso. So now it's 2nd and 11. And they run a draw, and the Kung Su stops them short. So now it's 2nd and 9, and they hand the ball to Ajayi, who finds some open room, and he gets taken down at the 34-yard line. So now it's 3rd and 1, and Cutler finds Thomas, and Thomas gets pushed out of bounds. So now it's 2nd and 10. JJ gets the handoff, and he runs into a pile. So Jay Cutler lines up under center. He gets the snap, and he throws it to Julius Thomas. And Thomas was wide open. And now into Dolphins' 1st down. Jay Cutler hands the ball off to Jay Ajayi. And Jay Ajayi gets hit hard. So it's 2nd and 1. And Jay Cutler hands the ball off to Jay Ajayi, who finds some room, and he scores a touchdown. Jay Ajayi, his 1st rushing touchdown of the season. And after this PAT, it will be 14 and 3. So Jameis Winston lines up in the I formation, hands the ball off to Doug Martin, who's back on the game. And Doug Martin gets stopped for a gain of 1. So now it's 3rd and 9. The Dolphins are in the nickel package. Winston gets the ball, and Sue with the pressure. Winston couldn't complete the pass, as Sue was in his face. And now the Buccaneers will have to punt. Brian Anger, a pretty good punter, is awaiting the snap. Anger punts it up, and the ball goes nowhere. And the Dolphins don't get it. And the Dolphins recover. And that could have been bad, but Bryce McCain recovers the ball, and now the Dolphins offense is back on the field. So the Dolphins are in a gun formation. Cutler gets a snap, and Cutler gets sacked. Robert Ayers Jr. gets to Jay Cutler. So now it's 2nd and 20. Cutler throws it up to Jarvis Landry, and he misses a wide open Jarvis Landry. Landry beat Brent Grimes on the coverage, and that would have been an easy touchdown. They run a play action, and he throws it to Adam Humphries. And Jameis Winston gets a 1st down. Jameis Winston runs a play action, and Cameron Wake sacks Jameis Winston, and J.R. Sweezy picks up the ball. Cameron Wake, at the ripe age of 35, getting sacks left and right. And Winston hands the ball off to Doug Martin, who gets tackled by the Kung Su. And Martin is in pain again. And Jarvis Landry, he doesn't get the punt. And the Buccaneers recover. And that's a costly turnover made by Jarvis Landry. Jukafu motions, and William Hayes sheds his block and makes a tackle. So now it's 3rd and 5. Jameis Winston under center, and he throws it to Adam Humphries, who was wide open. And Jameis Winston, he's buying time, and he throws it to Mike Evans, who was wide open. And Cordrea Tankersley on the coverage. And now it's 1st and 10. Jameis Winston throws it to O.J. Howard, and O.J. Howard scores his 1st touchdown. So now it's 2nd and 9. And Cutler misses Jarvis Landry, who was wide open. So now it's 3rd and 9. Jay Ajayi motions, Cutler throws it to Ajayi. Ajayi running down the sideline, tracks the defender, and he gets to the 49-yard line. And the Dolphins are running a no huddle. Jay Cutler changes the play, hands the ball to Ajayi, and he gets knocked back. Jay Cutler in the shotgun. He gets a snap, throws it to Jarvis Landry, and Jarvis Landry gets the first down. Quan Alexander made the tackle. And so far, the Dolphins have been running a pretty simple offense. Jay Cutler to Williams. He jukes inside, and he fights for the first down. So now it's 1st and 10. And Cutler moving the pocket, and Cutler gets sacked. And there's an injury on the field. And it appears that Laramie Tunsil got injured on the play. So Cutler throws it to Thomas. And they get closer to the end zone, and the Dolphins call their first timeout. And Laramie Tunsil is out for the game. So now it's 3rd and 10. And Jay Cutler throws it, and he misses. The pressure got to Cutler, and he threw the ball right to the ground. So now Andrew Franks will kick the field goal. It's up, and it's good. So it's 1st and 10. Jameis Winston in the single back formation. And he hands the ball off. Cordrea anxiously trips up Doug Martin. And Doug Martin fights for a modest gain of nothing. So it's 1st and 10. And they run a counter with Doug Martin. And Kiko Alonso makes a tackle. Jameis Winston gets a snap. Charles Harris with pressure. And Charles Harris gets his first sack of the season. And the 1st-round rookie from Michigan gets his first sack of the season. And it makes it 3rd and 11. Winston with time finds Deshaun Jackson. And Deshaun Jackson jukes out 3 defenders. Jackson's running down the sideline, and he will score. So it's 2nd and 1. Jay Cutler hands the ball to Ajayi, and Ajayi fights for the first down. Jay Cutler gets a snap, throws up to Jarvis Landry, and Jarvis Landry makes the catch. That was a great play by Jarvis Landry. So now it's 1st and 10. Ajayi gets the snap, and he gets tackled. The Dolphins are in an empty formation. Jay Cutler passes to Devontae Parker, and Devontae Parker's down the sideline, stiff arms a defender, and Devontae Parker gets to the 5-yard line. Jay Cutler gets the snap, steps up in the pocket, and he gets sacked. Chris Baker, former Redskins player, gets to Jay Cutler. So Jay Cutler throws it, and Julius Thomas gets the catch. And now the Dolphins, who are down and out with their backs against the wall, they score a touchdown. And after the PAT, the score is 24-17. So now it's 1st and 10. Jameis Winston in a single back formation. They run the play action. And he throws it right to Rashad Jones. Rashad Jones gets the interception. And he gets tackled. Jameis Winston misfired. And he misread the coverage. He overthrew the ball just a bit. And it was enough for Jones to pick it off. And now the Dolphins will get the ball. And they'll have great field position. And Cutler hands the ball off to Ajayi, who only gains 3 yards on the play. Robert Ayers Jr. catching him from behind. So now it's 2nd and 7. And Cutler throws it up to Devontae Parker. And Devontae Parker catches it. Parker beats Brent Grimes And he gets his first touchdown of the season. And so far, the Miami Dolphins offense has been rolling. And the ruling on the field's upheld, so it is a touchdown. And now the score is 31-17. So now it's 1st and 10. Winston runs to play action. And he throws it right to Mike Evans. And Evans doesn't catch it. Or I mean he catches it out of bounds. So now it's 2nd and 10. Winston in a single back formation. Fakes the handoff again. And he passes to O.J. Howard. And O.J. Howard takes a shot. And he can't hold on to the ball. And Jarvis Landry drops the punt again. So now it's 1st and 10. And it's the Buccaneers' ball. Will to Kuafu motions. And they hand the ball to Doug Martin. And Kiko Alonso makes the tackle. So now it's 3rd and 9. Jameis Winston gets the snap. And Jameis Winston gets sacked by Cameron Wake. And that's Cameron Wake's 3rd sack of the game. Jarvis Landry stays away from the ball this time, so he won't fumble it. Jay Cutler gets a snap, and he's rolling on the pocket, and he's finding him open, and he throws the ball out of bounds. So now it's 2nd and 10, and they run a screenplay. J.J. catches it, jukes out the defender, breaks the tackle, and he gets pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And now it's 3rd and 2. Jay Cutler hands the ball off to J.J. J.J. sidesteps, and he's running down the sideline. And Keith Tandy makes the tackle. So after the J.J. run, it's 1st and 10. Jay Cutler, he throws it deep. And Devontae Parker catches it in the end zone. Devontae Parker has 2 catches on the day. And both went for touchdowns. And the Dolphins are blowing out the Buccaneers in their first game home. And now the score is 38-17. So Jameis Winston in the shotgun gets a snap, and they run a screen. Cameron Wake on the chase, and somehow Jameis Winston gets the ball off. And Ray Maluga makes a tackle. And if you watch the replay, somehow Jameis Winston got the ball off. He was getting sacked, and he throws it forward but goes sideways. And Doug Martin makes the catch. A great play by Winston to try to keep the drive alive, but it's still 4th down. Jameis Winston gets the pass, gets some pressure, and Rashad Jones blows his coverage. And Cordrea Tankersley makes the tackle, but Rashad Jones had an easy pick. But Winston goes for a pass, and he gets sacked. And who else but Cameron Wake? Cameron Wake is getting close to breaking the Dolphins' record for most sacks in the game. And now it's 2nd and goal. And the ball is given to Doug Martin. And Doug Martin fights for a gain of 1. So now it's 4th and goal. And the Buccaneers will stay on the field. And Kiko Alonso in the coverage misses his assignment. And O.J. Howard scores his 2nd touchdown of the season. So now it's 1st and 10. J.J. gets the handoff. And J.J. fumbles. Robert Ayer recovers. Levante David forces the fumble. And now the Buccaneers will get the ball at the 23-yard line. A costly mistake by Ajayi. So Jameis Winston passes it to Doug Martin, and Doug Martin stiff arms Kiko Alonso before getting tackled by Tankersley. So Jameis Winston misses the pass, and now it's 4th and 4. Buccaneers showing blitz, and they're dropping the coverage. And Mike Evans makes the catch, and it's a touchdown. So the Buccaneers turn the game into a one-possession game. So it's 2nd and 7. Ajayi fakes the handoff, and it fakes out a defender, and he throws it to Julius Thomas, and Thomas gets pushed out of bounds at the 34-yard line. And there's an injury on the field. So on the previous play, Ajayi dislocated his elbow, and he's out for the game. So Damon Williams is in as his backup, and he gets the first down. And without Ajayi, Miami's defense isn't as good. Cutler throws it to Kenny Stills, and Kenny Stills makes the catch. And now it's first down for the Dolphins. So Cutler hands the ball off to Damien Williams, who makes a great cut, jukes inside, and he gets face masked. And Cutler gets the ball, he throws it up, and Jarvis Landry makes the catch. And in this game alone, Landry and Devontae Parker both combined for 4 touchdowns. And Miami extends their lead. Jameis Winston passes it to O.J. Howard, and O.J. Howard makes the catch. A 10-yard gain, and it sets up a 1st and 10. So now it's 1st and 10. And Jameis Winston gets the snap, gets pressure, and he gets the ball off to Mike Evans. And Evans takes him to the 8-yard line. So now it's 1st and goal, and the Buccaneers run a hurry-up offense. Jameis Winston with time, and he misses Deshaun Jackson. So now it's 2nd and goal. And Jameis Winston will need to become clutch in these situations. Jameis Winston fires Mike Evans, and Mike Evans catches it. And that's a Buccaneers touchdown. And they run a stretch play with Williams, who cuts upfield, and Levante David makes the tackle. And the Buccaneers call a timeout. So Quan Alexander is not on the field, as he was injured a couple plays ago. So the Dolphins will pass, and Kenny Stills makes the catch. And Kenny Stills gets the first down. And now the Dolphins, all they have to do is kneel. And as Kaepernick said, I will kneel in protest. And we protest losing. So at the end of the game, Winston and Cutler both did pretty well. Both had 5 touchdowns each, and Winston had an interception. Ajayi rushed for 127 yards, 6 yards per carry, a touchdown, and a fumble. Doug Martin rushed for 26 yards with 2 yards per carry. Damon Williams, filling in for Ajayi, rushed for 4 yards or 5 yards per carry. O.J. Howard and Mike Evans both had 6 receptions. Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans both had 108 yards. Devontae Parker 74 yards. Jarvis Landry 65. Devontae Parker had 3 touchdowns. O.J. Howard 2. Mike Evans 2. Landry 1. Thomas 1. And Jackson also had 1. Blocking. DeMar Dotson led up 3 sacks. Juwan James led up 2. All those guys led up 1. Levante David had 12 tackles, Quan Alexander had 12 tackles, and Cameron Wake had 9 tackles. Kiko Alonso had 3 tackles for loss, and Hayes and Wake combined for 4. Cameron Wake had 4 sacks on the day. Noah Spence with 2, Charles Harris with 1, Baker with 1, and Robert Ayers with 1. Rashad Jones with the pick. Cameron Wake with 2 forced fumbles. Bunch of dudes with pass deflections. And yeah.